This is Nightline.
Tonight, mysterious murders. New clues after a happily married dentist and his wife were found shot to death in their home.
There's a body. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed in his blood.
Their two young children left unharmed. The family now speaking out.
How do you tell a 4-year-old you're never going to see your mom and dad again?
The new surveillance video police say points to a person of interest. Who is this shadowy figure? Plus, inside the world of private celebrity chefs, cooking for big-name clients like John Legend, Paris Hilton, and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
She loves my chicken burgers. That was my viral recipe with her.
From $500 chicken salad to a $500,000 kids party. We're behind the scenes with culinary artist Chef Bay. Why is this new wave of influencer chefs blowing up on social?
What are some of the craziest requests?
And smoke and mirrors, how a con artist couple pretending to be professional house builders swindled clients out of nearly $5 million.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Thanks for joining us. Tonight, new developments in the search for a murderer after a young dentist and his wife were found dead in their Ohio home with their young kids and their dog unharmed inside. Police now releasing a video they say shows a person of interest. A husband and wife shot to death just 1 month before their 5th wedding anniversary. Grainy video of a person of interest. Chilling 911 calls from loved ones who sensed something was wrong.
There's a body. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed in his blood.
The mystery surrounding the murders of 37-year-old Ohio dentist Dr. Spencer Tepe and his 39-year-old wife Monique is only growing by the day.
What kind of person can take 2 parents away from such young children and just two beautiful people away from this earth?
Their devastated families searching for answers.
It just really makes no sense as to how somebody could do this, really.
The mystery began a week ago. Investigators say the couple was shot to death in their home.
What makes this case so chilling is that it's everyone's nightmare. These are everyday people going to bed, brutally murdered, and their children now orphaned.
We noticed nothing different. Everybody was in bright spirits.
Rob Misla is the couple's brother-in-law and had spent Christmas with them just days earlier.
Everything just seemed totally normal like this. We were totally blindsided by what happened.
When Spencer didn't show up to work on December 30th, his boss asked police to do a welfare check.
He is always on time, and this is very out of character. And we can't get in touch with his wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
They were concerned because they hadn't heard from their employee. Didn't show up for work, and they were just concerned that maybe something was wrong with their employee.
Police knocked on the door, but no answer. About a half hour later, concerned friends showed up and called 911 again.
I can hear kids inside, and I swear I think I heard one yell, but we can't get in. At this point, I don't know if I need to break the door in or just get in the house or what.
Their 2 young children, a 1-year-old son and 4-year-old daughter, there at the home that had suddenly become a crime scene. Their parents dead. Spencer had been shot multiple times. Monique was found with at least 1 gunshot wound to the chest. The kids and the family dog unharmed.
There's a number of things that jump out at me. One is that the shooting occurs in the home. That typically has some personal aspect to it, that this is a revenge or some type of shooting. Again, I'm going to speculate is against the dentist. Typically when one person is shot multiple times, that is the motive or the target of the shooting.
Police say this does not appear to be a murder-suicide. The murder weapon has not yet been recovered, and there were no signs of forced entry.
The fact that there was no forced entry and no murder weapon found suggests that the victims might have known their assailant. That creates a pool of people that law enforcement is going to focus on. Was this a murder where one person was supposed to see the other harmed? Was this a crime of passion towards one and not the other?
I know that's a lot of questions still out there. It's very early for us to try to answer those right now.
The news rattling the community.
The urgent search for answers in the killings of a dentist and his wife in their home in Columbus, Ohio.
Folks in the neighborhood shocked by this news.
My heart just goes out to them. That's
terrible to hear that happened, especially so close. It is a little bit worrying, but all I can think about is those kids.
The search immediately began for an assailant.
Police are looking for any clues that could lead to a possible suspect in this murder case. Surveillance, eyewitness accounts, DNA, any type of forensics that might have been left at the crime scene, pointing to who might have committed this heinous act.
Investigators say the Teppes were murdered sometime between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Police releasing this eerie video captured around that time frame, asking the public for tips about this person of interest walking in the alley near the Teppes residence.
Based on how the person is walking, the clothing they have on, it's a great lead that you can work and see if you can take it backwards to this particular individual to see if he actually was the shooter.
Spencer and Monique had been a beloved part of their community.
Bright, warm, welcoming, constantly smiling, just joyous. They love to laugh. They love to be goofy.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. Give me a kiss to bride.
To their family and friends, they were deeply in love, hosting their wedding at that home in 2021.
It was just such a magic moment. It was kind of the uniting of two families. Those two brought people from, different sides together, and they were just the glue.
Now those same loved ones rallying around their two children.
I want people to know that they're not just a dentist and his wife who were murdered. They were excellent parents of two young children. I mean, how do you tell a 4-year-old you're never going to see your mom and dad again?
So far, no arrests have been made.
This is the type of crime where you may well get leads from the public if they have any idea, because this is a really heinous crime.
A small memorial starting outside the Teppes' home, their loved ones determined to get answers.
We're going to find justice. The person or people that did this, and making sure that they can't do anything like this to anybody ever again.
And now, a look ahead at tomorrow's show. Nick Reiner due in court. The son of beloved actor-director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle scheduled to be arraigned for allegedly stabbing both of his parents to death in their Brentwood home. And when we come back, we're with the one and only Chef Bay, dishing on what it's like to be celebrity chef to the stars.
I'm Adam Sandler's official latke maker, my second title.
After the break. Welcome back. From spending thousands, yes, thousands of dollars at the grocery store to cooking haute cuisine for celebrity dogs, viral influencer chefs to the stars like Chef Bay make it all look deliciously fun. She took Nightline's Ashin Singh into the heat of the kitchen.
$200 of chicken salad. It's more expensive than caviar.
From a $500 chicken salad sandwich to a $500,000 kid's birthday party, Brooke Bayevsky has pretty much seen and cooked it all. What are some of the craziest requests that you've gotten being a private chef?
Insane. I've cooked for a lot of dogs, truly. So, I'll be called in and I'll think I'm private chefing for a client, and I'll be paid truly a good amount of money, and I just cook for the dog.
Brooke's client list is a who's who of Hollywood.
Today I'm private chefing for Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. and the kids.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
The best. She loves my chicken burgers. That was my viral recipe with her.
I love your chicken burgers. You taught me to put caramelized onions in my burger.
Oh yeah, you have to.
From making actress Emma Roberts grain-free chicken tenders.
Wow. Best thing I've ever had on the homemade ranch, I'm dead.
To helping Mindy Kaling with a private party.
Come with me to private chef a pizza dinner party for Mindy Kaling and her lovely guests.
She's also graced the kitchens of Paris Hilton, John Legend, and Adam Sandler. What was it like cooking for Adam Sandler?
He's a gem. I came in for Hanukkah. So now every Hanukkah since, I came in and would cook for them because I'm Adam Sandler's official latke maker.
These are high-profile clients. Has anything gone really wrong?
Oh, knock on wood. Your trick is plan B is always plan A. Something will always go wrong every single time. The first time I cooked for Emma, she calls me the night before. She's like, my oven's broken. Is that a problem? And I was like, no. You order a toaster oven, you bake the cakes ahead of time, you figure it out.
Brooke, who goes by Chef Bay on Instagram and TikTok, part of a new wave of private chefs who take followers along as they cook for high-profile clients and some of Hollywood's biggest stars. Their glossy videos, addictive.
Day 6 as a yacht chef on an 8-day charter in the Bahamas.
But there's more than meets the eye in this high-pressure world. Brooke invited us to tag along with her in New York. Her Instagram famous recipes start with her eye for the right ingredients.
I'm gonna do some oat flour.
Today, she's making chickpea blondies, capturing every step for her more than 1.5 million followers.
So glamorous when you see it on the actual footage that I actually post. It's like, you know, the dramatic music and you're grabbing, and then it's like the actual reality of like, wah, wah.
It turns an hour and a half of baking.
Chickpeas? Yum.
Oh yeah, baby.
To a 52-second video for social media.
We measure chocolate with our heart.
At the end of the day, my biggest goal is to inspire people to eat healthy and break the stigma that healthy food is disgusting.
Brooke studied business and food science and spent years developing healthy recipes for big corporations, but left that life behind to take a chance on her bigger dream of being a private chef, where intimate dinner parties and elaborate charcuterie boards eventually paved the way to A-list clients.
Oh, it was crazy with it. It just blew up. I mean, the hustle was crazy, like 20-hour days, it was wild.
At this point, she's bringing in a 7-figure income each year. Brooke says she does get her fair share of hate comments, criticizing the lavish lifestyle she captures. But she says those celebrity gigs also allow her to do some of the work she's most passionate about.
I work with kids on food stamps that live on fast food and subsidized school lunches. And I teach them how to make affordable, delicious, healthy meals on really limited budgets and with food stamps. And people always comment to this day, they're like, there's kids that are starving in the country, you know, how can you just spend $30,000 at Air One?
Yeah.
But as crazy as it is, I couldn't do one without the other.
But it's not always the glitz and glam that goes viral.
This is my knife roll.
For private chef Maddie DeVita, the video that blew her career wide open was something unexpected and simple, an egg lesson during culinary school.
I think it was January. It was egg day, and we were practicing making American-style omelets, French omelets, soft scrambles, poached, you know, all different methods, which I was like, this is gonna be kind of a boring video.
In the one day we spent making every egg preparation under the sun.
The video racked up more than 500,000 views.
Culinary school, day 4.
After documenting each day of culinary school on Instagram and TikTok, using the handle Hand Me the Fork, Maddie ended the year with more than 125,000 followers. And that eventually led to her first private chefing job. And now, more than 1 million followers across her platforms.
I served the bolognese and the risotto to start and then finished with the cacio e pepe.
A huge part of why I enjoy private chefing is the close, like, personal relationships I'm able to form with my clients. And it's why, for the most part, I've really worked for one family at a time.
Today, Maddie has invited us along to see what it takes to private chef a high-profile dinner party, and all the work that doesn't make it into those 45-second TikTok videos.
I'm looking for figs. Need to pick up some microgreens.
Maddie didn't always want to be a chef. In fact, she was actually a pre-med major in college. But coming from a big Italian family, food has always been a big part of her life.
You know, the week would kind of culminate in a big Sunday dinner, and it was always a discussion kind of as soon as we would wake up about what we would be making.
It was actually her Nona that reignited her love of cooking after she graduated from college.
During COVID, I called her one day and I wanted to make her bread pudding. And she said, well, why don't you just come down to New Jersey and I'll show you how I make it.
Not the whole
No, I know. Like, you
don't want a bird because
I documented it for my Instagram, and it also just became a little series between the two of us of me going down to New Jersey and cooking with her and making all of the recipes.
What's your ranking? Your grade for it?
A.
A?
And it was a really beautiful time where I got to know her in a different way.
It's now a few hours until Maddie needs to leave for the dinner party. She likes to prep as much as possible so that she isn't too rushed when she gets to the client's house.
We are making
a seafood stew tonight, so I'm making a stock for that right now.
And of course, she captures all of the angles as she goes.
We're pulling up to my client's home.
Maddie wasn't allowed to film at the dinner party, but she says the night was a success.
I just got home and immediately put on my pajamas. But dinner went very well. My client was very, very happy. The mousse turned out wonderful. The seafood stew was delicious. And we selected our next date. So a win for Maddie.
It isn't as glamorous as it may look, but Maddie feels lucky every day and says as long as people have an appetite for it, she'll keep taking them along for the ride.
People are always looking to get a peek behind the curtain, right? How you are actually able to do it, and then kind of how these wealthy people live. It almost gives you a little taste of, wow, that's what it's like.
Our thanks to Ashin. When we come back, the con artist couple authorities say swindled home building clients out of nearly $5 million, and the jaw-dropping images of their so-called work. And finally tonight, the story of a pair of Texas home building hustlers, promising dream homes but delivering expensive nightmares. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
Hey guys, I'm Chris.
And I'm Raquel. They're a married Texas couple who pitched clients immaculate homes like this. You get to pick a contemporary floor plan that comes with all the latest features. Using social media to help promote their business.
And you get to move in knowing that you don't have to make any repairs.
But instead, left some clients with this. And it won't turn off. Chris and Raquel Judge pleading guilty to defrauding more than 40 customers out of nearly $5 million worth of unfinished projects.
I was planning on kind of growing into this house.
Kristen Newman telling our affiliate WFAA she hired the young couple to build her dream home. Chris Judge claimed to be an architect, but prosecutors say he wasn't.
He just walked off. He just stopped talking to us. It became a nightmare for sure.
Officials say the couple offered custom architecture, construction, and interior design services at below market rates. They started construction projects and accepted multiple installment payments from victims, but never completed those projects.
This isn't just a bad business decision. This is he chose to lie. He chose to steal.
This is the front.
Lane Simmons and his wife paid them about $200,000 to remodel their home.
They really pitched themselves as like this Chip and Joanna Gaines type of vibe. My house, everything that they did is wrong. We had a family friend that's also a contractor come over and look over everything, and he's like, man, there's a lot of this is unsafe. This is like the worst job I've probably ever seen.
Prosecutors say the guilty couple used some of their nearly $5 million swindle on personal mortgage payments and plastic surgery.
Our thanks to Rhiannon. Christopher and Raquel Judge pled guilty to conning dozens of clients. He faces up to 20 years in prison. She could get 5. And if you're wondering about how to spot a potentially shady deal, experts say some red flags include if they require cash or payment in full before starting the job, if they vastly underbid other contractors, or if they ask you to obtain the building permits. Good notes. That's Nightline. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.